So basically, we all know about two types of rejections. One is before the peer review. That's what we are all about today. And then there is one after peer review. And again, it's all varies with the journals. And so today we want to focus on this first part when the manuscripts are rejected before anything else is said and done. And so the main thing is to understand the reasons. Okay, nobody's out there in this world to do mean things to you specifically. And we're all equally excited about science. We all have different aims and goals and um, resources available to do certain things. And so sending them to a journal and getting desk rejection is the last thing you want to see. And so um, this is again the time when your manuscript doesn't even get to be read by your peers to tell you about it. And it's usually what we call is that it fails some kind of technical screening. Okay. So, what we mean by that, and we'll end today with a very specific example from a journal I like to send my papers to when I'm not sure where to go. I go to that journal, and I've um, had only positive experiences with them, including quite excruciating peer reviews and can be measured in years in the case of the last paper. But anyways, yeah, this I like this picture here as well, that desk rejections can be faster than the speed of light, and sometimes it feels that way indeed. And so the main reasons, and we'll go through them in more detail. The first one, and my least favorite of all, is that when they tell you your paper does not match the journal scope. Okay, we'll go into more details. The second reason I think we can all avoid easily is never only send a manuscript to one journal for review. It's illegal to send them to multiple. They figure it out and then you're in trouble. Okay, so one journal at the time. That's just how it works. Um, so that one you can avoid easily. Now, the next one is that the author's guidelines are not followed. I would say that's also easily avoidable. Um, and then, or if you're missing some elements that they want, like list of authors, proper affiliations, something like this. And if that's missing, then you fail to submit. Um, Sometimes also for those of us whose English is not the first language, it can be challenging, especially when you first start writing in English. But to be honest, I know many non native speakers who are much better in grammar than native speakers for some reason and things like that. So I'm just saying, give yourself time to write in the language that would meet high academic standards. Okay. And then another reason people get rejected is if, for instance, if your figures and tables are very ineligible, and things like that. So I would recommend to always look on how do you say, like actual size image on your screen from, let's say, arm's length distance, to make sure that you can read the labels, that all the fonts are big enough. Because when you're creating these graphs and when you have it on a full screen in front of you, all these numbers look so huge, but in fact, when you view it in the size that would be printed, that's where it needs to look legible. And then, of course, if you plagiarize stuff, they will reject that. Funny enough, on that note, once I was publishing a paper using the same methodology as the previous paper. So I thought, oh, this will be easy. I just cut and paste methodology that I wrote and published in the first place. Well, that came back to me as plagiarism because I copied myself, but I still copied. So I had to rewrite the whole thing, and that was a painful exercise, especially methodology, which is pretty cut and dry.